Hello guys and welcome to Wolf Nation, my name is Mo, and today I'm going to watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 39. So last time guys on Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah, last episode was a hilarious episode, Yoki and his delusions. But the Elric brothers, along with Winry and Kimberly and his goons, along with some of the military police from Briggs, they were looking for Scar at this abandoned like mining village or town. And you know, the other brothers, they wanted to break away from Kimberly because he was watching them, and they wanted to find Scar on their own so they can find May and then, you know, get information regarding Alka history. So they were able to break free, and eventually they did find May and Dr. Marco as well, and they discussed, you know, Alka history a little bit. But before they could, you know, go into it any further, they actually heard an explosion, and then they eventually found Scar, who was fighting two chimeras that belonged to Kimberly. That was one hilarious fight scene. Edward, he's so happy because his new automail is so light and he's so fast right now, and a little cocky too. But they were able to take care of the two chimeras. But then we had that ending, which I'm hoping is what I think it is, because we had the ending where Winry, she confronted Scar about what he did to her parents, and he was like, I can't tell you anything because whatever I say will sound like an excuse, and I have no excuse for what I've done. But then, like a couple of minutes later, there was this explosion, and then Edward was running, and he was like talking to Kimberly and saying, look what you've done. And then Scar was on the roof carrying Winry. Looks like she was unconscious. But my hope is that they somehow got through to Scar, and he's either helping him out or at the same time helping himself out so they can, you know, get away from the military police. I don't know. I don't see him like harming Winry. I can see him harming the Elric brothers, but I don't see him harming Winry, especially with the guilt that he has. Maybe I'm just naive thinking of it that way, but we'll see. Let's dive into it and see what's going on. Here we go. I hope all this is just an act.
Tell me something, Kimberly. Do you remember when we first met? It seems we've changed places. You shouldn't be so confident.
He surely kicked your ass last time.
Why is Winry here? We finally got Scar cornered, and now he's taking her hostage because of you!
Stand aside.
What are you doing? Stop! Stop this now, Crimson Alchemist! Can't you see Winry's up there with him? I won't let you
Doesn't give a
attack!
shit.
Why can't you just stay out of the way? Not so fast, Ishvallen! No, wait! It's much too dangerous to get close to the building. That was a convincing performance.
Yep.
It wasn't a performance. I'm every bit as angry as I sounded back there. I feel so worthless, having to put on this stupid charade.
Yeah, but he was acting. Okay, I was right.
Why did you kill my mother and father?
There's nothing I can say that
Let's
won't
see why
sound
he
like an
agreed.
excuse. Little girl, you have every right to pass judgment on me.
Your arm. You'll die if you
Just
don't
like her
bandage it.
parents.
Winry?
Quiet, Ed. I think this is what my parents would have wanted.
Probably.
Mom and Dad saved his life before, after all. There has to be a reason for that.
Does that mean you're forgiving me?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't forgive your wanton murdering.
Kind of felt bad for Scar right there.
I won't cry. Didn't I promise that the next time I cried, they would be tears of joy?
I still want to beat you bloody and drag you down to the Rockbell family grave to pay your respects.
Earlier you said I was one of your people.
That's right. I'm part Ishvalan on my grandfather's side. I wish we didn't have to meet like this, red-eyed brother of mine.
How can you bring yourself to be part of the Amestrian military?
My objective is to work from the inside to change how the people of this country view the people of Ishval.
I don't think that great a task will be easy to accomplish.
It won't be easy, but
Who knows
at least
how
he's
long
trying.
it will take. But still, my mixed blood gives me a slight advantage at least. I'm an Ishvalan pebble tossed into the ocean of the Amestrian military. Maybe in time, the ripples I create will become great waves.
Festering wound of hatred born of the Great Ishvalan War. I am thankful that there is someone like you out there.
Oh,
Major.
it's a different side of Scar.
On! Who's there?
May!
Dr. Marco.
Please don't take Scar as your prisoner. We need him.
You need him for what?
This doesn't look good. The
Decipher
weather's
his
changing.
brother's research.
Clouds are moving fast.
To fuse Amestrian alchemy and Shingi's alchemy.
But all of the important parts are unreadable, written in ancient Ishvalan. Scar's the only one who can make sense of it. Don't you see?
So you're the alchemy girl, huh? I have orders to bring you back to the fort.
Me? But what do they want with me?
Don't worry, you'll receive a warm welcome, I'm sure. Well, let me think here. Scar needs to be kept free, and it would be just as bad if they found out that Dr. Marco was here as well. All right. I think it might be best if we took you back to Fort Briggs to hide you from senior military staff. If you're willing to work with us, I'll postpone your
Smart
judgment
move.
day. Well,
It doesn't look like you're going to give me any other choice. Yes, I'll help you decode the notes.
I have your word on that.
You do, I swear on my Ishvalan blood. You can trust me, my red-eyed brother.
Right, I almost
Dude,
forgot about
those
these
two
two
guys.
freaks of nature. Dispose of them.
Yes, sir.
Hold on a second.
Wait! You don't have to kill them!
I see no reason to let them live.
If they don't, then
No!
they know everything, right?
A life is a life! What better reason do you need than that?
Showing us mercy, how adorable. You're just a sentimental fool. We didn't
Shut your mouth before I kill you.
Look at these bodies. What kind of future can we have? If you're gonna kill us, do it.
I don't understand.
They transform
Don't
back
you have
into
families,
your
loved
human
ones?
form.
So we do. But as
soon as we got these
bodies, they were all told that we were dead. And to them, we are.
Don't you want to see them again?
Even if we did, how could we go back to them like this?
So you don't want to get your original bodies back then? You're content the way you are now, is that it?
I thought they can transform
Of
back.
course we want our true bodies back.
There's your answer. I don't want to hear a bunch of fatalistic nonsense. Why not live and
I
learn
was in
whether there's
pretty
a
much the
chance of
same
getting your
situation.
bodies back?
How could you possibly know what we're going through? And what chance do we have of going back?
Well, I'm going back. No matter how long it takes.
This is a mining town, isn't it? Why don't we just go into the underground tunnels?
Yeah, she
What's
said
wrong?
something smart.
I mean, this is a pretty large mine, right? So surely there's a tunnel that can take us beyond the mountains. I think.
That's it!
Hey, give me some credit. This is what I did for a living.
He's right. The tunnels come out past the mountains.
Right.
Word gets out that she's missing. Won't the Elric brothers be the first people they suspect?
We can handle ourselves.
Yeah, I hate to brag, but I've got a pretty smooth tongue, you know.
I don't think you hate
This
to
is
grow.
Kimberly we're dealing with. He's very skeptical. He's automatically going to be suspicious of whatever you tell him.
What do you think Kimberly would do if I was suddenly taken hostage by Scar?
You're saying you want us to let him go?
Right. Scar runs away carrying me.
Then Ed, you and the others try desperately to stop him, or at least that's what you pretend to do. You understand?
You can't do that! You're crazy!
Well, I don't have a choice, do I? I'm a hostage either way, so I might as well get to choose my captor!
Damn it! Scar, if you do anything to hurt her,
I won't harm the girl. I keep my promises.
Please, you have to take us with you too.
Oh shit, are they gonna be allies?
I know you don't trust us. So I understand if you want to keep us tied up.
Kimberly shows no mercy to troops who fail to accomplish their missions. One way or the other, we're dead. Besides, we don't want to give up either.
I'd take them along.
How do we know you mean that?
Definitely
You
use the help.
realize if you do anything to obstruct us, the whole country could be destroyed, including your families and everyone you care about.
Wait, hold on! Just what are you saying? I don't understand. The Central Forces weren't told about any of this.
Please, we need to know more. What's going on?
Excuse me, miss. Your ears. Your earrings are made out of metal. If you don't take them out, you'll get frostbite.
Nice job, soldier. Your parents get
Ed. You hang on to these for me.
I'm worried about what's happened to Zampano and Jerso.
There are two possibilities. Either Scar did the man, or they're out there in the snow.
The storm will have Scar trapped too.
We know he has to be somewhere in this town, sir. Since we're stuck here, we might as well start planning our next search.
At this rate, we should make it over to the other side of the mountain a lot quicker than we at first thought.
I hope they don't do something.
Excuse me, Dr. Marco. Are there any hints in those research notes you have about how we might try getting our original forms back?
At the moment, I can't
They
say.
want help, so
It's a possibility,
I don't
but this
think
is a
they'll do
form of alchemy I know nothing about.
I'm sure you'll find a way, Doc. I can't wait to see my family again.
Are you really that eager to get back to the old ball and chain? I'm sure you miss your daughter, but I doubt you miss your wife.
What about you? You were such a lousy drunk your own
They
son
sound like
wouldn't
a couple
stand to
good
be around you
guys.
for more than 5 minutes.
Just in a
You
bad
really think
situation.
you'll be able to face him now?
Make one. He wouldn't hesitate a moment to do it. He'd be willing to sacrifice any number of our people.
Yeah. So he's a messed up guy, just like the Fuhrer.
What am I supposed to do now?
It's possible these notes contain what you're looking for. A humane secret to immortality.
I mean the fort is no longer safe.
I mean that General Armstrong's been summoned back to the Central Command Center.
Oh.
Troops sent from Central have begun invading Briggs in force.
Forgot
There's
about
no
that.
doubt they're acting on the Crimson Alchemist's orders. When we were back at the fort, I noticed him making rather frequent phone calls. Commander handpicked by Bradley will be posted in her place.
What do we do about Winry?
Hiding her and the others will be difficult. If they're not careful, they're bound to fall into the enemy's clutches.
We have to find some way to warn them.
There's no way we can catch up to them in a storm this bad.
So we sit here and do nothing? I'll go tell them.
Don't go underestimating the storm out there, kid. You'll freeze to death before you come anywhere close to reaching them.
There is a way. Listen. Send someone who doesn't have a body. That storm won't freeze me to death. This is worse than I thought. Let's see. The marker.
Wait, can he actually feel that? I don't get it.
I can't see anything at all.
I can understand him not seeing, but why is he like shivering? Oh shit. Damn. It's way worse than before. How's that even possible? Whoa.
What was that? Was it
Yeah,
my
what
body?
was that?
But how?
I guess a body just can't hold up with someone else's soul being shoved inside of it.
A body. A body that shouldn't have a soul in it. It's being rejected?
But that's not really
Does
a
this
body,
mean my
is it?
body is pulling
It's
on
just a
my soul?
suit of armor.
Stop it! Snap out of it!
Alphonse Elric.
Edward Elric. And also, there's von Hohenheim. Izumi Curtis. She's a possibility.
So those are all the candidates that they could use, or he could use to sacrifice.
That
wasn't
one more.
Was it Roy Mustang one? So guys, that was Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 39. So it was actually just an act. Scar didn't kidnap Wenry. It was all a plan that they had to keep Wenry safe and to get Scar also to Briggs, so he can help them decipher his brother's research regarding the combination between alchemy and alchemy. Edward, he didn't want to go along with the plan at first, but as they explained it to him, there's bigger things at stake right now, the whole country pretty much. And Winry, she's willing to do it, and she even wrapped his arm when he was bleeding, and she said that's what my parents would have done. So major respect for her, even though she doesn't forgive him, but she's still willing to help him. I kind of felt a little bit sorry for Scar when she said she didn't forgive him, just by the expression that he had. I don't know, he was hoping to be forgiven, but maybe eventually he can be forgiven if he goes down the right path, because it looks like he is going to be helping them out, at least for now, and we're seeing all his thoughts and his flashbacks to everyone telling him that what he's doing is wrong, that he's just making more hatred. You don't necessarily have to forgive, but you've got to stop what you're doing and go down the right path. So hopefully he can become a real ally in the future, because he'll definitely be useful. So they're headed to Briggs along with Dr. Marco and Yoki and May as well. But the problem right now is General Armstrong. She was summoned to Central. They're pretty much trying to get her out of the way so they can have control over the base in Briggs, because I believe that's the last part that they need to, I don't know, like sacrifice or destroy to complete the transmutation circle. And they said that there are a lot of Central forces are coming to Briggs, so it'll be interesting to see how that's prevented. Kimberly, he actually looks a little scared of Scar and pissed, so definitely be interesting to see the rematch between those two. He said the first time he was rusty, so we'll see what happens next time. We also have two more potential allies, which I really like, Zabano and Jerzo. I'm butchering the names, but those two guys who are actually half chimeras. Definitely love the speech that Al was giving them, because he actually made them want to live again just by saying his experience and his feelings, and wanting to see their families and get their old bodies back. So damn, the allied troops are increasing in numbers, so I'm really enjoying that. I was saying before, I don't know if I can really trust them yet, but just by hearing them talk together and how they miss their families and how they're excited by the possibility of getting their bodies back, I think they are good guys, just in bad situations. So yeah, they're gonna have to find a way to warn Winry, or they were looking for a way to warn Winry and the others, because they can't hide in Briggs, in the base in Briggs anymore, because Armstrong is no longer in control. So Alphonse, he went ahead because there's the blizzard, and he doesn't have a body, so he should be fine. The only thing I was confused about at first, or I'm still confused, is why was he like shivering, or I got the feeling that he was cold, and I get that he couldn't see because of the blizzard, but he shouldn't have any sensation whatsoever. So I don't know. Was it just because just a few seconds later he saw his body and he was trying to reach out to it? But that wouldn't make sense. But what was going on there? Is his body like trying to reach out to his soul, or damn, his body looks terrible. It looks even worse than before, so I'm not sure how much longer his body can survive without its soul. And the other thing that he keeps saying, or that he said before, which I don't really understand, is that his body is rejecting his soul, like his suit of armor. But it's a suit of armor, it's not a body, so I don't know how that's possible. Anyways, so yeah, that was a good episode. I'm looking forward to the next one, because hopefully Al can get to Wenry, and then we gotta see the situation at Briggs and what's going on there, so shit. So yeah, if you want to check out the next episode, you can right now on patreon.com. Link is in the description. But as always, guys, hit me in the comments, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Till next time, guys, take it easy.